You know it. It's Wrestling Uncensored time. We're watching Smackdown with you. It's you, it's me, it's everybody now.
Ooh, with everybody saying
Wrestling Uncensored.
yeah.
Hi, John.
How's it going, guys?
All right.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Get a
We're
little
over
more.
here.
Fill the space a bit more
Alright.
for me. There we go. Perfect.
No touching.
No touching. No touching. We're watching wrestling as we do, as we always do, as we're known to do here on the channel on Ringside Report Network. And we've got Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio in the ring right now on a live episode of Smackdown in San Diego. Kevin Owens getting to wrestle Rey Mysterio one-on-one. He said for the first time in his career. I have no reason to doubt him. I think it is the first time. If it is the first time, what a first time to wrestle Rey Mysterio in San Diego in the 619 in his hometown. Pretty cool.
I
Decent
feel like
match
they've
so far,
wrestled
too.
in
What?
tags, though, at least. I'm pretty sure you've seen them in tags, no?
Oh, like Ray and Dominic versus Kevin and Sammy or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 6 mans or something. They've done a bunch of things.
Maybe,
before
but
in the past.
one-on-one, I guess never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin and Ray cutting a decent promo at the beginning of the show.
I think Kevin just won here.
With the
Did he win with the pop-up powerbomb?
He crotched Ray in the corner.
Yeah, he kind of fell into the ref. The ref hit the rope. Ray was on the top rope. Kevin fell into the ref, which knocked Ray off the top rope and hurt Ray and allowed Kevin to then hit a pop-up powerbomb for the 3 count. Yeah, that was the finish. Kevin Owens wins.
Good match.
Still the WWF champion, Kevin Owens. As
Yeah, it's great.
he holds the Winged Eagle belt.
That's all right. The Bret Hart
Like he
Championship,
said-
I'd like to call it.
He said on commentary, or he said during his promo, like, this was like a dream match for him, so I'm sure this meant a lot to him.
And Kevin saying, he respects Ray more than anybody else in the WWE, and now he's shaking
package
Ray's
pile driver.
hand. Oh, but he kicks him, and he sets him up for the package pile driver, but here comes Cody Rhodes to stop Kevin. Of course, they have a match in a couple weeks at the Royal Rumble.
They're punching each other.
Kevin and Cody
They have to sign something, no?
fighting in the ring. They have to sign some sort of contract. Was that going to be at Saturday night's main event? Are they doing a contract signing there? Is that what they're doing?
I think Nick Aldis wanted to do that tonight, so
Oh.
maybe it's going to happen here, possibly.
Here's Jason Jordan. Oh, and Kenny Daxter.
I don't think so. I don't think they're signing anything. They're fighting each other now. Kevin and Cody brawling ringside with
Davari.
a bunch of referees
Come on, Jamie
and
Noble.
guys trying to separate them, as you see all the time.
Well, Kevin took his title.
There you go. Cool. Yeah. I'm enjoying Kevin Owens, everything he's doing. He's been entertaining.
I wish the title was a bit better, though. You notice how it's like falling apart almost?
Yeah, it hit the center plate.
Looks pretty cheap.
I thought that. I wasn't sure if that was
So
a
that's-
feature or not.
Doesn't look like an official belt that they would give the wrestlers. It looks like one of those replicas you buy for like $400. You know?
And Kevin's probably carried around everywhere, and it's gotten a little beat up, possibly, because maybe he's used it on people's heads a couple times. And yeah, they're not meant for that, so
Can't put
Too
tape
bad.
on it.
It's going to look like the hardcore title pretty soon.
Yeah.
that's what's his name on Raw had that, didn't he?
Travis Scott.
That's right, Travis Scott had that.
Yeah,
didn't he?
for some reason. I'm not sure why. He had some sort of
Everyone's
version
got
of the
a title.
hardcore title. I don't know what was going on there.
Is it because he calls himself Cactus Jack, so it's like hardcore legend? Maybe?
Yeah, I guess. I wonder if Mick Foley gets anything from that Cactus Jack stuff, because Travis Scott makes a ton of money.
Yeah, they sold like McDonald's Cactus Jack meals.
Yeah. Cactus Jack is all over those shoes, the Jordans that he sells, like all the Nike stuff, it's all says Cactus Jack on it, and that's selling like crazy. Those are the hardest shoes to get. You can't get Travis Scott shoes. Maybe Cody can get them now. Or Jey Uso. Main Event Jay can probably get the Travis Scotts now, right?
Yeah.
Good hookup to have. Good hookup, Jey Uso. Big Jim wrestled tonight against Carmelo Hayes in a match that I would describe as far too long.
Okay.
It took
I
forever.
did like the finish.
All these matches take forever.
No, sorry. It took forever, and then there was no finish.
There was no finish.
There was absolutely no finish because Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga showed up after, like, now this is what I hate about WWE when they do this to me. They have me watch a match for like 15 minutes. It's very long. And it's like, okay, it's wrestling, and the match really, there's no point to it. It's Carmelo Hayes and Jimmy Uso. Who cares?
Yeah.
There's no heat. There's no build. There's no reason to have the match other than one's a heel, one's a babyface, and they're both on SmackDown. Right? So
Yeah.
What?
I think they're trying to build up, because if you listen to commentary, they're trying to build up Jimmy to go for a singles title. I think they want him to. I'm thinking him and Nakamura, right? I mean, if he's ever going to become a singles champion, now's the time really for Big Jim.
That's true.
Hacksaw Jim Uso, Big Jim, baby. Let's go.
Oh!
Uso, 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 USO.
Partner with the
Pretty good.
USO.
I mean, come on.
Tribute to the troops.
Hacksaw Jim Uso. He's got to come out with the 2x4. Big Jim Uso. Big Jim. So the match it went on forever, and then they gave me no finish. That's no good. I don't like that. Don't give me a bunch of wrestling and then have no reason to be watching it in the end. If you don't give me a conclusion to the story, I don't want to watch any of your other stories. It's no good. So that was bad, and it was worse because it led to a bunch of nothing. So Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu attack Carmelo and Big Jim, and then those guys, Carmelo and Big Jim, disappear.
Yeah.
They disappear. Yep. Don't look for revenge after getting attacked and having their match ruined. They just...
No backup for Big Jim.
They literally vanish into thin air. No one showed up. No one did anything. They disappeared. And then Tama and Jacob stood in the ring while Solo walked down to the ring, which took forever. Mm-hmm. And at no point at that time did Carmelo and Big Jim say, "Hey, maybe we should jump Solo." Like, they're gone. We don't know where they are, right? So Solo comes into the ring, and he stands there for a while, and we haven't seen him since he lost to Roman Reigns on the Raw Netflix Tribal Chief match for the Oofalafa, right? We haven't seen him since, and he lost the thing, so he's sad. So he shows up, and he says nothing. He just does the deal where he holds the microphone and looks around, and then he decides not to talk, and he leaves through the crowd. So Solo's like sad low now, right? He's really solo. He's all by himself. He's solo. So he goes away, and then Jacob and Tama are like confused in the ring, and then Jacob decides to pick up the microphone and cut this belligerent promo about nothing. I mean, I don't know what the hell Jacob was saying. He was yelling. He was angry. And then he said he was just getting started. And I was like, I think you're done. I think that was enough, sir. And then LA Knight attacked them both, which was fun. And then he got beat up a bit. And then Braun Strowman showed up. And he tossed Tama Tonga into the barricade. And then he faced off with Jacob Fatu. But then Jacob Fatu left. And Braun was just there in the ring. So the Big Jim Carmelo Hayes match... The whole segment that lasted like 40 minutes, I feel like.
Yeah.
ended with Braun Strowman standing in the ring by himself.
Is that LA Knight celebrating with him?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I think LA Knight also disappeared. He went into whatever black hole Big Jim and Carmelo Hayes sunk into. Yeah.
It's like Ozzie Smith.
Yes, exactly. In the bottomless pit. Well, it can't be bottomless. There's no way. There's got to be a bottom. There goes LA Knight in the bottomless pit. Big Jim and Carmelo Hayes. It's just dumb booking. It's lazy. And it's just clearly filler. They have a 3-hour show, and they're just filling time. They want to act like they have all this great stuff and these great ideas, and then they give you a big hunk of stinking garbage with that stuff. Big Jim and Carmelo wrestling forever to no point.
We have a point now. They just announced a big match for Saturday night's main event.
Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. So that was the point of all of that? What was Big Jim doing?
It looks like next week on Smackdown, LA Knight's wrestling now.
LA Knight.
Wow, LA Knight against Tommy the Tonga. Great.
Oh, and your favorites are back next week.
Pretty Deadly in a match against the Motor City Machine Guns. Maybe they'll beat the Motor City Machine Guns. They should, because the Motor City Machine Guns also bored me to tears tonight when they wrestled
the Legado
Los Garças. Right? It was Los Garças are part of the Legados.
Right. It was Umberto.
Right. Ooh, wait a second. Pretty Deadly is on the screen. They're about to speak, and I'm gonna hear it.
You gotta turn the volume up.
Turning the volume up, baby. These guys are
wearing
so
like
good.
a red.
Look how they're dressed. They
black
look fantastic. They're ridiculous. They look like pro wrestlers, brother. Way more than these vanilla jabronis.
That the contract sign will take place Saturday night's main event. Apparently, it was said.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Thank you. Who said that? Angelo?
And he's saying Shawn Michaels is going to be there. Whoa, that's terrible.
Heartbreak good.
Elton Prince looks like Shawn Michaels right now.
It's a pretty
early Shawn.
Leather.
He's like dressed like HB Shizzle.
Rocker Shawn.
Yeah. I like that SmackDown is featuring Pretty
the voice
Deadly.
Of reason.
Here comes Apollo Crews to tell Pretty Deadly that the DIY are not really their friends.
Is he a therapist or something?
I don't know what he is. What happened
to him? Is he a life coach?
Did he ever explain why he dropped the accent?
You got attacked.
Johnny Gargano just attacked Apollo Crews and made the weirdest sound as he did it. It was a... Why would you announce the attack like that?
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, wrestlers tend to do that. It's weird. They just attacked Apollo because Apollo was saying, like, ooh, DIY, they're actually bad guys, Pretty Deadly. They don't like you. And then Johnny Gargano didn't like that, so he attacked Apollo. I don't know what Apollo is doing with all this. Like, what is...
Yeah, who's his tag team partner?
Well, that's it. Like, he's not in a tag team. He's just a man who walks around going, I don't think so, guys. And it's like, who are you, dude?
Deceiving you.
Why are you still... Aren't you in AEW by now? Like, what's going on? Why are you not in AEW? Did you not get the memo that no one wants you around in WWE? Like,
probably get a nice paycheck. It's on TV.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm feeling that he's like the anti-Karrion Kross, where Kross is always about putting doubt into people's mind, and like he does it in a negative way, and Cruz puts doubt there, but tries to put a positive spin on it. So he's like the babyface version of Kross, I think.
Oof.
I'm not saying it's great.
That makes sense, John. Yeah.
Also, Karrion Kross, like, what the hell is that? With the Miz and all of that, like, that sucks too.
Oof.
Hey, where's the Wyatt Six? Apparently they're on SmackDown now. I haven't seen them yet.
Well, maybe they realize that they are also not working. That thing is not working at all, the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, who cares?
The Wyatt sucks, man. It's not working.
Oh, Roxanne Perez is here.
Great.
So are two
I don't watch
hometown heroes
NXT.
going to lose?
Huh?
We saw Ray lose, and now is Bayley going to lose too?
She's not hometown.
Well,
She's
she said
NorCal.
like she's close. Yeah, well,
NorCal,
close
bro.
enough.
Yeah, totally different than SoCal.
This is SoCal.
This is like the so-iest
did
of
a-
SoCal.
She did a promo where it's like, it's close enough. So
Close enough.
It's like
San
a-
Jose to San Diego.
It's like a 6.5-hour drive or something.
Just because you're a San in California doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're the same.
There's a lot of Sans. Got your San Bernardino. Got your San Francisco.
I
Gotcha.
heard about this family in St. Louis Obispo.
There you go. Where Chuck Liddell is from.
Yeah. That's Livia.
Bon animo.
At least she didn't suffer.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, baby, we're back. The Simon Brothers in full effect.
Machi.
Whew. All right, so we're waiting for Bayley and Tiffy time. It's going to be the main event of Smacking Down tonight. Yeah. I mean, Raw and SmackDown felt like a lot of filler. Like, even Raw, we saw Sami Zayn wrestle The Miz.
we did. Yes, that was not a great part of Raw. There were better parts of Raw. That was not a great part of Raw.
Yeah, I mean, Punk and Seth cutting promos. That was good. I like when they speak.
That was a great way to start the show.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe Penta's match, some people liked it, some people didn't. I don't know how you felt. I thought it was for debut. I thought it was all right. I had problems with it, but I think it was still a solid debut nonetheless.
I liked it. I didn't really have problems with it. I thought Penta's debut was very good. He looked really good. I thought wrestling Chad Gable was a good first opponent. Gable's great. I thought the match was good. I just thought that the promo afterwards was a little long. I was like, wow, they're really giving him a lot of mic time here. It seemed like more for the crowd in the arena than for the TV show. It felt like a promo you would cut off air. It was weird.
Should have.
Yeah, it was
that,
odd. You know. But I saw a story about that where, you know, we could talk about the match here in a second, but I saw a story, it might have been PW Insider, saying that people were a bit upset because he went long and that made cut their time for their stuff afterwards, right?
Okay.
You saw that. Did you not see that story?
I heard that story, yeah.
Okay.
Or I read the story, yeah.
So I read that story and I was like, okay. And I took it, you know, like a normal wrestling, like that's a thing that does happen, right? Like people go long and then other people's time gets cut because they have a certain amount of time, right? But then I was like, wait a second, they're on Netflix.
Yeah, we have unlimited time.
You don't have to cut time.
It's no 11 o'clock news.
Yeah, but I think that might be different, though, in terms of, like, for the arena time. You have to give the arena time for how long you're out for. You can't just say, oh, well, we're going overtime. It don't work like that. Like, you have to have a set time. Like, maybe with Netflix, they're okay with it in terms of they're fine, but the arena
yeah,
wouldn't be
but
okay
you
with
could,
it.
in an arena, you could go an extra 20, 30, and they're not going to go crazy.
They're going to have a dark match.
Yeah, they're going to do stuff afterwards. Like, they could, I don't know. I thought that cut for time stuff was maybe not real. But I don't know. I liked Penta's debut. I thought the match was good. I thought, you know, he looked a little small next to Gable.
Which is not
It
good.
just is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has been wrestling Jungle Boy a lot of the time. And,
Yeah, well, that's it.
and the Young Bucks.
He's looked kind of bigger in AEW, but that's because he's wrestling a lot of smaller guys. And that just always happens when you go to WWE. You look a little smaller than you have in the other promotions if you've been televised, because WWE is still the land of the giants.
Where the big boys play, baby.
That's right. Look at the adjective. Now, I think Penta will have a decent run in WWE. I think he started well. People seem to like him. What's the problem? What are people mad at exactly, John?
I don't know if people are mad about it. I mean, people might find reasons to get mad about it. Just the way I saw looking at the match, like, I think he was probably a bit nervous. And to me, it seemed like he got gassed pretty quick. I don't know if you caught that or not. You were shocked about something, though. You seem
Are
to
you
be...
seeing this?
Is Tiffy?
What am I
No.
seeing right now?
This is the Queen.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Woo!
Right.
The
They're
Raw
doing a
promo
Charlotte promo.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a surprise.
I mean, she's coming back. This is I mean,
is
we haven't
Rumble.
heard from Charlotte in months.
Over a year?
It's been like a
Does it
year.
say when she's coming back?
I mean,
Well,
I don't know,
I
but
saw her
wait till
training.
the end of this promo, baby. Look at this. Charlotte's on a boat,
Yeah.
looking like $1 million,
Right.
as always. Charlotte Flair.
Well, we
Top
thought the
talent.
Rumble. I mean, I think that's still
That was-
the plan, I
Wait.
think.
Returning when?
Rumble.
All right, well, whatever.
Exactly.
They
After
just
Rumble.
announced that. I mean, probably at the Rumble, I would say, but they.
She's wrestling Tiffany at
I mean, a
Mania,
Charlotte
right?
promo is very exciting. Sorry, John. I mean, come on, Charlotte.
No, it's fine. But yeah, we thought last week were they like Charlotte versus Tiffany. That makes sense for WrestleMania, and I think they're probably starting that plan right now.
That would be big.
So that's fine.
That would be a big.
But going
match.
back to the Penta match,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought he was nervous. He looked kind of gassed. I don't think he's used to like the WWE ring because he looked like the ropes. It was kind of rough for him at certain points. And again, like it was good that Gable was in there with them. Gable made him look good. And Gable took over when I thought he pretty much just lost everything. I think he's trying to learn how to sell because he doesn't. I guess he didn't sell a lot before in the past, but his selling was very inconsistent. Where he was trying to sell the leg.
Mm,
Like if you're gonna sell a leg, maybe you don't throw kicks
okay.
or like sell consistently the same leg too as well. But you know, I mean, it's a new thing for him, so it's a different environment. He's gonna get used to it. I think cutting promos too. Like we didn't see him really cut too many promos in AEW, and that kind of showed why. And to me, it's like I don't feel like he's the kind of guy that needs to cut promos like that
No.
because that kind of killed a lot of what you thought his character could possibly be. Like I look at his character and I think this guy that's kind of like a killer almost. Like this guy could destroy people. Now it's like, oh, you feel sorry for him. That's not the kind of feel I would think when you see him for the first time.
I didn't feel sorry for him. Why do you feel sorry for him?
Yeah, I saw his kid crying in the front row and all this, and like this has always been my dream that he says, and it's like I finally made it, and that to me it was a big sympathy kind of thing for him. It felt like the whole promo.
I missed that.
I mean, yeah, it was his dream, but it didn't make me feel bad for him. I mean, he achieved his dream. Why would I feel bad? I was like, oh,
Well,
good for you.
I guess panning to his kid crying in the front row, that it throws you off a little bit. To me, it did. It's like, that's
I don't
a weird
know.
kind
I
of
was
feeling.
like happy for him. I was like, oh, this is like a nice moment. It was kind of like, hey, I made it. Look, everybody. It was kind of like he had won the championship, but it was just his first match, you know?
Yeah, but again, for someone that I feel should be he's a stone cold killer kind of thing, I didn't get that feeling whatsoever with that promo.
I don't know. I think he's just a babyface.
I mean, 100%. Like Cody, like.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think it was just a first match, first, run. You see what he does, and, he's in the WWE now. I think that's the most important thing, is that he's there and he's part of what's going on Raw. Makes Raw more interesting, doesn't he?
Yeah, I look forward to see what's going to happen. I mean, he's probably going to wrestle Dominic. He's probably going to wrestle a bunch of Dragon Lee. You're probably going to see a bunch of matches like that, I think. But matches that will make him look good, I think.
I think the major news out of Raw was a bunch of guys inserting themselves into the Royal Rumble. So we already know that Roman Reigns and John Cena are going to be in the Royal Rumble. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre all announcing that they're going to be in the Rumble on Raw this week. This is a pretty star-studded Royal Rumble. CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and then, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. I mean, to a lesser extent, but still. Cena,
Rey Mysterio,
Roman, Punk, Rey Mysterio announcing on Smackdown tonight he's going to be in the Rumble.
It's pretty stacked.
But, I don't think Rey's going to win. I don't think Drew's going to win. I don't think Seth's going to win. But I think Roman might win. I think Cena might win. I think Punk might win. If I had to pick of the three, I would pick Cena. Still, Cena. But Punk adding himself in the Rumble this week, that's another legit contender to win the Rumble. He could win. He could easily win.
Yep.
Has he ever won a Rumble?
Nope.
He's never won a Rumble.
He was runner-up last year.
I mean, he could win, right?
For sure.
You usually like the runner-ups when they try it again. Because usually they give it to him eventually, right?
Roman
Like, it
Reigns
happens.
was the runner-up to the Batista one.
Many
when he
years.
won the next year.
I think Roman Reigns was many times a runner-up and not winning. So Roman Reigns should win like 4 or 5 Rumbles. So that's possible. It could happen. But I still go with Cena just because I think it's the better way for him. You don't want to put him in the chamber, I think. It's easier just to put him in the Rumble. You got to hide that. You don't want to put Cena in bad situations. I think chamber would be a bad situation for Cena. So Rumble's easier to hide him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cena, baby.
That'd be his 3rd Rumble win.
It's John Cena winning the Rumble. Can't wait. I can't wait. But it's fun to see Punk getting in there. Seth, I mean, the match is going to be pretty good. We already have 6 guys announced, and they're all pretty big stars. 6 out of the 30 we have so far. We got 6 good ones. We'll see what the other 24 are like.
Yeah, you'll have some tag teams.
Gonna have some clunkers
Some
in there.
NXT guys, maybe some TNA guys.
Do we have
We're
to
going to get Joe Hendry.
Dolph Ziggler.
The Hardys.
I can see it.
Moose.
WWE and TNA entering some sort of partnership. I thought they were already in a partnership.
Yeah, but now it's like it's going to be more apparent. Before it was kind of like hidden. You got to really look for it, and maybe it wasn't really showcased that well. And like, when was the last time you saw it really advertised on WWE? But now it's going to be like in your face kind of thing, because now on SmackDown they talked about it. So now it's like, yeah, it's wide open, this whole partnership.
Yeah, but it's more NXT and TNA, isn't it?
Probably. I mean, but like Ben said, like, I expect them in the Rumble, appearances like that. It happened in the Women's Rumble last year, right? It'll probably happen again. And maybe Joe Henry, or sure, the Hardys. Little things like that. You could see that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not blown away by that.
I saw the news of the TNA partnership, and I was like, so?
If this was in 2008 or something, I'd be like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's it. If WWE announced like they were entering into a partnership with AEW, I'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But entering into a partnership with TNA is like entering into a partnership with any other small indie fed who has a star or two. It's not a big deal.
No, I agree with you. It's not really something that really excites me whatsoever, and it doesn't make me want to watch TNA any more so than I already don't. So, yeah, I'm not really big on it, but good for people that get more opportunities and possibilities. Maybe it opens their path to WWE more so than before. So, more power to them. Yeah, just for me, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care about TNA at all. I don't care about anything they do. When's the last time I did?
Many years
Matt
ago.
Hardy?
Didn't you watch Bound for Glory a couple years ago?
Maybe.
But that's the last time I could remember watching.
I don't remember.
An Impact TNA thing was Broken Matt.
One too many Moose matches.
Like one of the deletions.
Yeah, probably some deletion stuff. A very long time ago.
Yeah, like that
before
feels like,
AEW existed.
What was that, 2018, 17?
Yeah, something like that. It's been a while.
Long time.
A Bayley and Tiffany time continuing to wrestle right now in the main event of SmackDown for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
It's all right.
Bianca Belair and Naomi got a win over Candice LeRae and Nia Jax tonight. Naomi hitting the Bubba Bomb on Candice for the win. You know, was what it was. Everybody's getting a lot of wrestling time on SmackDown. Every match is much longer than it used to be.
Well, it was all right for Rey Mysterio and Kevin, which I think was easily the best match we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not great for everybody.
No.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, all right, guys. We say we want wrestling, but, you know, we want it to be good wrestling and we want it to have a point.
Well, I found the main event of Raw was pretty good. I enjoyed Damian Priest, Finn Balor, street fight. It goes to show, when in doubt, backyard wrestling, it always is entertaining in the end, when it's good. And I thought it was.
Yeah. And that was a long feud that had been building, but is it really over now between Priest and Balor, even though Priest won?
I hope so. I mean, how many times can they do this one and done? They did this on pay-per-view a couple months back, and you thought it was over there, and it just kept going. Hopefully now they can move on. Well, because what else? I mean, I feel like they've done everything, you know?
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess there's inner turmoil now in the Judgment Day. Maybe Liv is leaving.
Oh, no.
Right?
Well, I think we talked about this. We texted each other about this. Like, maybe Liv... Well, people just go to SmackDown and Raw. It doesn't even matter anymore. We've seen this on Raw and SmackDown this week. But maybe Liv goes to SmackDown, Nia goes to Raw, just to kind of switch things up a bit.
Yeah. We saw Nia on Raw this week cutting a promo.
And Bayley.
And Bayley. Yeah. Which was kind of weird. Maybe this is Bayley's send-off of SmackDown. Usually when somebody's going over to the other show, they have a high-profile loss.
Yeah.
On, the show they're leaving to one of the top people. This feels like that for Bayley, right? Because she's not beating Tiffany. Tiffany just won the belt a couple weeks ago. This is her first title defense. Bayley's not beating her here tonight.
They're not doing a feud.
So she's probably losing. Yeah, they're not. So she's probably going to Raw, Bayley, right?
And what else is there for Bayley on SmackDown? I mean, after this Tiffany thing, which is kind of the end of her story, is like Tiffany's the one that screwed her out of the title at SummerSlam. Now she can finally get her revenge, but she doesn't. So now what does she do? Maybe gets involved in the whole like Jade Cargill mystery, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Is that a mystery?
I think Naomi did it.
Yeah.
Naomi's was acting real suspicious. Bianca tonight was like, "Hey, Naomi, any news on the Jade Cargill investigation?" Naomi's like, "Nope."
I wish you'd stop asking.
No news at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't kill it.
But hey, isn't it great that we're tag team champions? Isn't it great that I'm your partner now that Jade's gone? Bianca's like, "Yeah, but I wonder whatever happened to Jade. Like, somebody killed her and we don't know who." "Oh, I don't know.
We're still looking for them.
"Naomi, what's with those bloody gloves in your car?" I don't know what you're talking about, Bianca. I didn't do anything to Jade Cargill. "Naomi, why are you running from the cops in a Ford Bronco?" I don't know what you're talking about, Bianca. I did nothing to Jade Cargill.
That was Big Jim.
That was Big Jim. That wasn't me. So I think it was Naomi who attacked Jade Cargill. But anyway, I don't care, actually, who attacked Jade Cargill. Did we ever find out who attacked the Street Profits?
Was it DIY?
Apparently, they're still wondering, but like, didn't we kind of solve that last time?
Was it DIY?
I don't know.
Is that what Apollo said? Like, "Hey, guys, it was DIY.
I think it was Apollo. That's what he's doing. It must have been Apollo. He's a dick. I hate Apollo. He's trying to mess with Pretty Deadly's heads all the time. I think Apollo's the worst.
You're appalled by him.
He sucks.
See, I think they forgot their own story because, like, didn't Street Profits come back and like confront people about it already? But then they said, "Oh, they're still out with an injury," and it's like, no, wait, they came back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
What's
see
wrong?
that?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
The belly to belly, or the Bailey to belly?
No. Whoa. No, don't pull it up that way, Tiffy. Jeez.
That's the other way. You want it one way.
We're seeing Tiffany's like her outfit.
They're off. They're off Tiffany now. Camera's off her.
Yeah, they had to get off her because
yeah.
you saw her under boob with big scars because she had implants in there. So you see the surgery scars under her boob because there's a lot of under boob showing because of this weird top she's wearing. Like half of her boob is like out, and it was just kind of stretched out, and the camera was just focused on her, and it was just like two big scars. It was just, it wasn't a great, shot of Tiffy, so they got off of that.
And the ref had to block it. The ref tried to help block it. You notice that? And then tell her, like, hey, you got to fix it.
Yeah. It was a bit, it was not what you want to see on USA Network in the States, right?
Well, it's just,
it's
a fact of life.
That won't exist anymore. We saw this, but it won't exist in the future editions. You see it on demand. That's gone. Like that stuff that we just saw, like it'll be edited out, I'm sure. All those scars that you just saw.
Yeah, I hope so, for Tiffy's sake. It's embarrassing. I would assume it's embarrassing for her. Maybe not. Maybe she doesn't care. I don't know. I don't know. Let's stop talking about it. I'm uncomfortable seeing Tiffy's boob scars.
Scar tissue that I wish I hadn't seen.
Yeah, I didn't need to see that.
You guys
this match already, brother.
Like, I wish I didn't see it. You're like, oh, look at this, look at this. Like,
Well, it was shocking.
Well,
it was like, what's going on there? This is not supposed to happen. This is botchamania going on right now.
Oh,
I thought Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, Tiffy's boyfriend, they had a good match on Raw.
I think they've had better matches, and I don't know about you. I feel that's another feud that's kind of like dragged a little bit. Like that should be over, and it's going to continue because Sheamus is going to face Braun at Saturday Night's Main Event as well, if I'm not mistaken, right, for the IC title. Yeah,
that's fine.
It's just dragging. Like that should have been over at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I think they might make Sheamus the Intercontinental Champion though through it.
You think so? I thought Braun would at least get to WrestleMania.
It's a one belt Sheamus has never held. They keep talking about it, and they keep giving Sheamus a shot. It's like, at a certain point, just do it. And then give it back to Braun, in a month or two.
I agree with you, but I think Sheamus recently signed a new contract, so I don't know if they're going to give it to him right away.
It could be a Mania thing.
Maybe. Angelo dropping a super chat. He says, what do you guys make of Corey Graves being pissed off over not being on Smackdown? Is it Smackdown he's mad about or Raw? I thought he was mad that he wasn't on Raw.
Yeah, Pat McAfee's on Raw, so he's more mad about Raw.
I guess, because Pat McAfee has the job. I mean, I feel like Corey Graves and Pat McAfee are the same. They're interchangeable. I don't really notice a difference. They're the same level of whatever. So if WWE feels McAfee is going to be more of a draw, I get it. Corey Graves seemed upset. He was like posting on Twitter, like, I have a lot to say. I'm pissed off. And I'm going to say some things on NXT because he'd been demoted to NXT commentary. And then apparently they pulled him off the NXT, and now who knows if he's going to be on WWE commentary anymore or if he's gone from the company. I don't know.
I think Corey Graves thinks he's more important to the company than he actually is. Like, they don't need him.
I think Corey Graves thinks he's like a bigger
He thinks
name.
he's Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, that's it. And he's just,
He was a never was.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel bad for him that he's upset, whatever, but like, that's the fact of pro wrestling, Yeah. Sometimes in the wrestling business, you lose your spot.
I mean,
Joey Styles had a great promo about that. I got bumped from Backlash.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe, it's all a big work and they're setting up some sort of Corey Graves, Pat McAfee match, which would be awful, which I don't want to see. But I don't think it's that because it seems like too elaborate a work to do for a match that stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll find out on Raw, I think, this week, because Raw's in Dallas, right? Am I mistaken?
Yeah.
And I think McAfee is going to be busy because I believe it's the NCAA like finals or something, if I'm mistaken, right?
I don't know.
I thought it was going to be an
Anyway,
NFL thing you were
I
going to
can
say.
tell you where Raw is on Monday. I cannot tell you where college football is being played.
Okay.
Or
But
when.
I think he's going to be busy with that, so I don't think he's on Raw this week. So you would think Graves would be on, right? So if he's not on, and they don't mention him at all, then yeah, I guess it's not a work. And there's Roxanne Perez.
Mm-hmm. Getting in Bailey's face, Roxanne Perez sitting ringside.
It's very tiny.
Talking to Bailey. Yeah, I don't know. Graves and, whatever. I don't need to see him. I don't care. I don't really need to see McAfee either. And if I had to choose, I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, who would you rather? I'd rather neither guy.
But I guess McAfee's better for business because he's like a pretty mainstream kind of guy.
I'd rather no commentary.
Or
Just
Michael Cole.
no,
Or
not. I
Michael
would
Cole
rather
and Booker T.
nobody. Just quiet. I don't.
Actually, they have JBL coming back this week, so
There you go.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh,
Is
JBL.
Orlando Jordan coming back?
A real Texan.
The Bashams.
That's what we need, baby. A Texan.
Oh, I knew the next big announcer from Monday Night Raw was going to be from Texas.
All the best pro wrestling people are from Texas and Canada. The best.
Well, Florida too. There's a lot coming out of Florida, right?
Texas and Canada, though. The best.
Yeah. Like a Survivor Series, all Texas versus all Canada, all time.
Tremendous. It would be very good. Stone Cold. Dusty Rhodes.
Shawn Michaels.
Undertaker. One of the Von Erichs. It's a good Texas.
One.
Give me a
It's all
Von
right.
Erich on that. You have to for Texas,
Versus
baby.
Brett.
Brett.
Benoit.
Edge. Jericho. Kenny Omega.
Christian.
Christian. Shit. This match still going on?
Hachi Machi.
God damn, pal. I can't believe they're still wrestling.
I feel like
God.
the Roxanne Perez like little distraction wasn't much of anything now at this point.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It was pointless. Roxanne, you don't have to talk to Bayley. You can just sit and watch the match quietly. Roxanne, you can shut your mouth and go back to NXT. You are a tiny jabroni. I don't need to see you on Smackdown.
Roxanne.
Shit. What a quiet week in wrestling, man. We got to do this. This is how we fill
It's
time,
almost
brother. That's right. No filler. All killer.
I think it's the finish right there.
That was an improv, okay? Freestyle.
There, that
I love it.
it's over.
Roxanne.
That's that.
I mean, Tiffy time.
Yeah.
Tiffy wins with the moonsaulteru. Still champion. Cool.
It's funny how she's a babyface.
Is she, though?
Fans seem pretty.
I don't think so. I think she's heel.
Kind of in between.
I think
her,
she's a
guess.
heel. She's wrestling Bayley. Charlotte's going to come back as a big baby face to face Tiffy.
I don't know. I think
Live
the
stream
crowd
is
is
over.
going to say Charlotte's the
On.
heel.
AJ likes it. AJ likes the song. Thank you, AJ.
What, the
I love
Roxanne's?
I love you, AJ.
Oh, Sting, man.
Everybody likes Sting. The Stanger.
Super chat.
Oh, Angelo says McAfee will be in Atlanta for the CFP title game. Do you want to play a little game of guessing what CFP stands for?
College football.
College fucking people. College football perennials.
Productions.
College football productions.
It's my new company.
College football
Policy. Professional.
I don't know. I don't know what CFP title game. The CFP title. College football people title.
Yeah, people title.
College football people
The people title.
It's the college football people title.
Football.
We're going to do college football people title.
Oh, football.
Can you tell I don't watch college football?
Yeah, like
Or
I barely
football.
watch pro football.
I don't watch pro football.
I watch a tiny, very bit.
I mean, I don't dislike it. I
Like-
think it's cool.
Like I watched the last 2 minutes of a playoff game.
I think it. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Like I watched the end of the Commanders and the
Is it
Buccaneers.
playoffs already?
That was an exciting finish.
Is it playoffs already?
Yeah.
Super Bowl
I didn't even
coming,
know it was
Dave.
playoffs in NFL.
Do you see that game, John? The Commanders and the Buccaneers, where the field goal just like almost looked like it was gonna miss, and it doinked off like the pole and went in.
Well,
Kinda
the main reason
Doink?
for that happened,
It doinked
it
the
was
clown.
a doink, yeah, a clown, yeah.
It doinked.
But Baker Mayfield, like he fumbled, like he blew the game for the
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
that's true. He did. Baker.
Baker.
Lost, so he shouldn't be going down this road. Gonna get mad about football again. And
Baker
Andrew will get
Mayfield.
mad.
Is he related to Curtis Mayfield?
It's related to John Bradshaw, Mayfield.
Man, oh man.
Curtis. Curtis was awesome.
Curtis Mayfield is good as hell.
Hush now, child.
Curtis Mayfield. Curtis Mayfield
Don't
was
you
so
cry.
good. If you don't listen to Curtis Mayfield, I don't know what you're listening to.
Your folks might understand.
All right,
you.
I don't need to hear you sing Curtis
Bye,
Mayfield.
bye.
You suck at Curtis Mayfield.
Not bad.
You suck.
I can't hit those high notes.
You can't hit any notes.
I could just listen.
Curtis Mayfield's good though.
Yeah. Superfly?
Superfly.
Pusher, man.
Man oh man. You know that song?
I think so.
Man oh man, in the middle of France with a bunch of other people. I wanna go there. You know.
Oh,
In the
okay.
was mine.
Sound
I
familiar.
wanna go there. Fucking.
And his stuff with the impressions?
That song is good as hell. Man oh, you don't know that one? That was like my favorite, I think.
Oh, move on up.
No. No.
That riff is godly.
Oh, that is the Impressions, I guess. That's Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, that's my favorite. All right, let's go back to the wrestling. Even though Chris Topsy is saying, I want more singing from Dave.
I was singing.
Yeah,
Just
but then
sing
I
about
did.
wrestling.
They want singing from Dave.
Ah. Fine.
AJ wants a T-shirt like I have. So nice. Oh, we sold them on the site. I don't know if we still do, but I think we did. Merch.ringsidereport.net, AJ.
Still sell my shirt. So buy my shirt.
They don't sell my shirt no more.
Yeah, you can buy Johnny's shirt.
The Schrambergers, they don't sell those t-shirts
No.
anymore. Those were cool shirts.
Vintage, baby.
We have a few
No
of those.
cups too anymore.
Yeah.
Buy my shirt, yes.
Elira Valkyria became the first ever women's intercontinental champion, beating Dakota Kai on Raw this week. So there's a champion there. That happened on Raw.
I thought it was a good match, except for the finish. The finish was very uneventful. Just roll out of the ring like that, then come in and eat a finish. Not bad, just not great, but the match was still fine, though. I thought
Yeah.
they started off pretty well because it's two baby faces. So just come off hard-hitting action right away. That was the right way to do it. I just thought the finish was very uncreative and lacked anything to be excited about.
Mm-hmm. But the match, overall, they did some pretty impressive stuff. That suplex off the apron to the floor was pretty nice. That was nuts. Unexpected.
They had some good moments. And I think Dakota deserves a lot of credit, too, because I think she probably wanted to take that bump if she's losing. So I always respect people that want to go the extra mile even though they're losing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like Dakota.
Yeah, it was nice to see. It was nice to see them have that level match. Good to see Lyra Valkyria get a championship. You know, she's kind of new to the WWE. I think we're all kind of getting to know her and figure out what she's about and who she is as a wrestler. And for her to take this new championship and kind of, you know, have us get to know her and the title at the same time, I think is a good move because it gives us a reason to pay attention to Lyra Valkyria when before she was just kind of one of the people on the roster that didn't really have a spot or a reason or any history or anything to care about. And now it's like, well, at least she's the Intercontinental Champion, so let's go from there. You know, it's kind of a starting point for her. Like, I think everything before her winning the Intercontinental title in WWE is going to be kind of forgotten because really, what has she done?
Did she wrestle Becky Lynch?
She lost to Nia. She got squashed against Nia, remember?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that nasty at the Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
The she was like bent kind of like this,
Yeah.
and then I went like, brrr. That was kind of cool.
I mean, she hasn't done much, but this is kind of, it's the biggest moment of her wrestling career, you would think, right? By far.
Oh,
They
yeah.
made her the
Easily,
first
yeah.
champion of something.
Yeah.
Show
So
some
this is
confidence.
like a, you know, I'm not mad at the move. I think that if you would have given it to Dakota Kai, it would have been fine too. But I think Lyra was the right call. And, you know, we'll see where it goes. Like, I'm rooting for her. She seems like she's got a lot of, like, raw talent. There's just a lack of character. She seems pretty athletic. You know, she's decent in the ring. I think there's room to improve there, but, like, I think where she really needs to improve is the character development and the promos and all of that, but there's something there. There's something there. So, you know, we'll see. I'm not, like, totally sold on her, but I'm also kind of in a position where I feel like we really haven't seen enough of her to give a solid decision on whether or not she's going to be something. You know, at this point, it's like, yeah, let her run with it and see where she'll go. And this is not like the main title. This is not a huge spot. It's the Intercontinental title. It is kind of a big deal because it's the first, but it's like, yeah, all right. With Chelsea Green, when she won the U.S. title, it's like, yeah, good. She deserves something. She's doing really well. She's entertaining.
She's been on TV for a while.
Yeah,
making the most of her time.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, yeah, give her something. With Lyra, it's like a different vibe, but it's like, yeah, cool. Go with it.
A little more workhorse, like an Intercontinental title should be.
Yeah, that's it.
workhorse
She's
belt.
kind of the workhorse of the division, and she's going to kind of grow into that role. So it's cool. Good for her.
We'll see how you like those matches, though, because I feel like she's going to do a lot of matches against one of your favorite groups, the Pure Fusion Collective. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah,
That's still going on.
I'm not so excited about that.
Well, it's rough, the Raw division. Like, I mean, top tier's not too bad when you think about it. If Becky comes back, well, where is Becky? Like, she's on all the promos for Raw Netflix, but she's not there.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I don't know. Yeah, Rumble, I guess. It's weird. How about AEW? What'd you think of Dynamites and everything?
I thought overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. Again, you know, there's some things I liked, some things I didn't like, but for the most part, I was entertained.
Cool. Thanks, John. Good night, everybody.
Yes.
Whoa, we can get into a lot of things because there's a lot to talk about. That MJF Jeff Jarrett thing, that's we can talk about that for like 20 minutes.
Okay. Well,
Lots
let's not
of
do
that.
that, but let's, you know, give it a go.
Right.
It was a hell of a promo from MJF. He ripped Jeff Jarrett big time. He went at
You need to
him.
give Jeff credit. Jeff came back too. In this one.
Did he?
Oh, I thought so. Ripped on MJF's parents. Ripped on his girlfriend. They did
Yeah.
pretty good.
He did say some mean things about MJF's parents and girlfriend. That is true.
And the whole thing the whole one-hit wonder, which is getting over now, and the fact that, he started not to believe his own S word pretty much, and that he's just not as good as he thinks he was.
Yeah, but I think that, that statement was a little hollow because he was great. He is great.
Yeah,
He's still
I'd rather have him as the champion.
And he's still ripping Jeff Jarrett in this promo, like crushing him. I mean, MJF said some things about Jeff Jarrett that were just fantastic. Talking about how Jeff Jarrett just kills companies. WCW champion, killed WCW. TNA champion, where's that company? The only way he could be champion is by buying the company. I mean, he's saying a lot of truth about Jeff Jarrett. Pro wrestling fans have never cared about Jeff Jarrett. MJF said as well. Which,
It's pretty much all the stuff you said last week.
yeah, it's a lot of things that I
all
said.
Dave. It's all Dave.
Yeah.
Just listen to Dave, MJF.
MJF probably does.
What's up, Max?
What's up, Max?
Love you.
Shabbat shalom, my friend. God bless. Like, come on now. MJF is a main eventer. Jeff Jarrett is a mid-carder for life. Intercontinental Championship level wrestler. Double J? Come on now.
It's like he said in his
Like-
theme song. There's all the great WWF superstars, and then there's
me.
Exactly. He's not there.
There's all the greats, and then Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
He also exists.
Exactly.
He's not one of the greats. He's slapnuts. Like, no. Just because Jeff Jarrett has wrestled for a very long time does not make him Ric Flair.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't. They're acting like, whoa, And then at one point, they did a promo later with Jeff Jarrett and Dustin Rhodes, and Dustin was like, Jeff, I'm rooting for you, and I really want you to do it, and you could be champion. And like Dustin's like towering over Jeff Jarrett, and he's still looking in the same good shape as Jeff Jarrett is at this point. And you go, well, why not Dustin?
Yeah.
Like, if you're just going to go with an old guy, why are you going with Jeff? Honestly,
I'd cheer for him.
I was like, going with Dustin at this point and be like, it would make more sense. My brother is the champion over there, and I wonder if I could still do it. And, it's like, hey, they've got the Cody. Well, we've got the other Dusty's son. He's our champion. How about that? Make him like an American, put him in a suit, like have him do the Cody gimmick. It'd be hilarious. Like, that to me would be better than trying to do whatever the hell they're doing with Jeff Jarrett. MJF said a lot of truth about Jeff Jarrett. A lot of truth. And Jeff Jarrett said, whoa, MJF, you weren't that good, and your parents are garbage, and your mom is a hooker, and your dad is a lawyer. Yeah,
a lawyer,
he-
wink, wink.
Your
kinda?
mom is a call girl, and your dad is an ambulance chaser. Is what Jeff Jarrett said about MJF, which could have been yeah. I don't know. That's borderline. Is his dad actually a lawyer, or was Jeff Jarrett just making some sort of
Insinuation.
assumption or insinuation or remark?
Inferral.
Yeah, and if he was, he can go fuck himself. How about that? Fucking Jeff Jarrett. He probably was.
It's not like MJF
Yeah.
can go for some low blows too, by the way.
Huh?
Talking about Owen.
Okay, was he wrong? MJF said that the quote was, Jeff Jarrett is a carny succubus leech riding the coattails of his dead friend. He says no wrestling fan has ever given a solitary shit about Jeff Jarrett. And just because Jeff Jarrett was best friends with Owen Hart, he thinks he's owed a grand finale? Yes, of course, MJF. Correct. Just because you were best friends with Owen and you told this sob story during the Owen Hart Cup, everybody felt bad for you because it's a sad story. It doesn't mean you get to be champion when you're 80 years old. What is with America making all the old guys the top people all the time? They're obsessed with the aged. What is going on?
The greatest generation.
Let's go with the oldest guy we can find to do all the things that the young guys should be doing.
To look to the future.
Yeah, let's look to the future with the oldest fuck we can find. Hey, who's looking really old in AEW? Hey, Jeff Jarrett. You want to make a run for the belt? Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's not a draw. He's not a star. No one knows who he is. No one outside of pro wrestling has ever heard of this dude. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy that anybody is even thinking that Jeff Jarrett and MJF are on the same level. No one is on the level of the devil. MJF is so good. He's a generational talent. What did he say?
There's a funny one.
He said about Karen, he said, make sure that sexy MILF of a wife stays around because when I'm done with her, I'll ship her back to Tennessee so you can know what an Olympic gold medalist and a generational talent's balls taste like.
Oh, Kurt Angle in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. I mean, he just nailed him with everything. All the hits on Jeff Jarrett, crushing him. And Jeff was like, whoa, you weren't a great champion. What?
Whatever that means.
What promotion would ever make you champion? Your buddy Vince Russo in WCW? How'd that work? TNA, when you owned the company and when you were the champion, everybody was pissed that you were champion?
I was there.
We were all
I was
pissed.
at Hard Justice 06.
And?
Garbage pelting the ring. It was a regular occurrence of just the ring filling with garbage with Jeff Jarrett celebrating.
Yeah.
We were just tired of this guy, and he beat all the heroes. They'd build up AJ Styles.
It was ridiculous.
To go up against him, then Jarrett would hit him with the guitar while Gail Kim was distracting the ref, and then Slick Johnson.
He hasn't had a classic match. Yeah. He's not great. He's not.
And that was his catchphrase.
Ain't I great? The answer is no.
He didn't even sing With My Baby Tonight.
No, it was the Road Dogg. I mean, please. And the fact that we're spending this much time talking about Jeff Jarrett as a professional wrestler in 2025 is ludicrous.
Seriously, they'd be better off pushing, signing and pushing Goldberg in this spot. It'd make more, I'd believe it more.
You know, if I had my way, I wouldn't spell Jeff Jarrett Jeff Jarrett.
How would you spell
I
that,
would spell
pal?
GOONE gone.
That was the greatest.
Gone.
I have fond memories of watching that Raw.
Fucking
It was
gone.
the victory lap.
Yeah.
We were toasting Vince. We were you
Yeah.
did it. We won.
You did it, Vince. You're the man. Fuck WCW. Fuck Ted Turner. He thought that he could take you out. Get rid of Jeff Jarrett.
It's one of my favorite Vince moments is him putting on a little southern accent going, I own WCW.
WCW.
That was so good.
And that's all Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is a wrestler from Memphis, Tennessee. And, he's Not the legend they're making him out to be.
Well, I'll completely disagree with that.
Oh.
I mean, I have a ton of respect for someone who can help hold up Vince for money and pretty much win in the end on that too. That was fantastic. They pulled that off. And also, like a lot of the greats that you love today, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, they got made in wrestling because of Jeff Jarrett. So Jeff Jarrett, and he's still helping people today, this day.
They were in the X division. They were like in a separate thing, like from whatever he was doing. He was like wrestling Old Macho Man and like.
Okay. He got lucky signing AJ when he did because AJ was nowhere. He was in WCW going nowhere. So he was like, yeah, okay, Southern, whatever, sign him when they were signing all those little guys from WCW. And Joe, they got because he was hot in Ring of Honor and they paid him and he came over as like a hired gun. Like that wasn't Jeff Jarrett nurturing a talent. Don't sell me that bullshit.
No, CM Punk made Samoa Joe.
Yeah, don't sell me that bullshit, John. You're lying to the people again. You're trying to see, this is the bullshit. This is the revisionist history that puts Jeff Jarrett up on a pedestal. It's bullshit, unfortunately, with guys like Johnny North who want to have respect for these guys that fucking gave their life to the business because their grandmama and their daddy took care of them. And, I mean, they had no other fucking choice, and they had it kind of spoon-fed to them, and they were kind of, you know, helped along the whole way. I got no sympathy, no love, nothing for Jeff Jarrett. Nothing. I loved what MJF said to him this week. It was great. More of that. Just bury that guy. Gone.
Do you feel like he went too far with the whole Karen thing, though, afterwards?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Jeez, so he's allowed to hit a woman?
Did he hit her?
He pushed her, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's fine. That's what Karen does. It's fine. MJF can do whatever the hell he wants.
He pushed a kid.
MJF can do what he wants. I don't care. At this point, I don't care.
Poured a drink on the kid.
He can do whatever he wants to the Jarretts. Put it that way.
Ouch.
To the Jarretts, he can do whatever he wants. I'm sick of them. They want to be involved. They want to do the thing. MJF's going to make it fun for you. Real fun.
We'll see how this keeps going on. I have to say it's one of the most intriguing parts of the show.
Yeah, MJF shitting on Jeff Jarrett. It's super fun. I liked it.
Like, finally, someone's doing this on the promo.
Yeah, it was the best part of the show. MJF burying Jeff Jarrett in a promo to his face, saying all the truths about Jeff Jarrett right to his face, which is why we love MJF. MJF is what CM Punk used to be. He's the guy that comes into the ring with a live mic and tells the truth.
Yeah.
The voice of the voiceless. MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, our hero. He's our scumbag.
Mention the cinch.
He's our scumbag. Mention the cinch, baby. He really is our scumbag. You know, like, he's going to say the awful things that we wouldn't say to Jeff Jarrett's face, but he's willing to say them, and he'll say them for us. Like, I wouldn't say that shit to Jeff Jarrett. I'd be like, hi, Jeff Jarrett, how are you? Nice to meet you. Like, I wouldn't be mean to Jeff Jarrett because, you know, I'm not going to say mean shit to the man's face. Even though I'm thinking, like, what the fuck are you thinking going for the world title? I might say it in a nicer way than MJF, but I like how MJF is just direct to the point. He is our scumbag. He is saying the scummy things that we would not dare say, and he's saying them on live television right to the man's face. He's great. I love him so much.
I'm just a little surprised that it was the best thing on the show. I thought Kenny Omega's return match, that was going to be the best thing you thought on the show.
MJF with a live mic, man. Unstoppable. Kenny was great, though. The match was good. It was good.
Brian Cage, I mean, you know, it was fine. It was all right. It opened the show, so I thought it was a fine opening match.
Yeah. I mean, it was Brian Cage. It was what it was. I didn't love all that stuff afterwards with the Don Callis family attacking Kenny and then Will Ospreay coming out and trying to help him and then the family just beating him up, Takeshita and Fletcher and all of that. I'm just not super into the idea of Kenny and Ospreay as a team against Fletcher and Takeshita. I mean, the matches could be cool, but like tag team stuff right now, Like, I don't know why Kenny's jumping right into some sort of weird tag team with Will Ospreay. Like, that's not what I want to see Kenny do.
What do you want to see Kenny do? Like him and Okada, that's all in, so that's a long ways away. What else is Kenny going to do in the meantime?
Other singles stuff?
I wouldn't mind, like, after Cope is done, like, I wouldn't mind Kenny against Moxley. That'd be fine.
Yeah. Or Kenny, I don't know. But, like, Kenny and the Don Callis thing, even though Kenny is just coming back now after like a year away, Kenny versus Don Callis and Takeshita feels played out. Like we've seen it before a lot. And like, I don't need to revisit that. Why?
I mean, the only benefit, really, I wouldn't mind seeing Kenny versus Fletcher. I think Fletcher is one of their up-and-coming guys, so that'd be a great match for Fletcher to have.
Yeah. And I guess you could go there, but it's just, I don't know. It doesn't excite me. It's like, oh, Kenny's back. What's he doing? He's teaming with Ospreay against Takeshita and Fletcher. Takeshita and Fletcher aren't particularly over. And they don't give Don Callis enough, like, mic time to really get that group going.
I'm sure I'm sure he would want it, but I don't know if you'd want have him talk the whole show.
Well, not the whole show, but, I mean, once in a while, give him a promo in the ring with the group around him. Something. Never happens.
You got to watch more Collision, obviously.
You have to watch more Collision.
But by the way, like I mentioned, TSN Plus still has Collision, but it's only on demand. They don't air it live on TSN, on TSN Plus. Like, they never aired it on the TSN channels, but it only is on demand for TSN Plus. It only airs live on the USA Network, which you get.
Yeah, which I'm watching, sometimes, but big UFC tomorrow night. Big changes to the UFC. Islam Makhachev was supposed to fight Arman Sarukian was like, he's got some sort of injury that happened today. So they're like, fight's off. He's going to fight Hanato Moicano instead, who was like on the undercard fighting Beneil Dariush. So Moicano gets a title shot like out of nowhere. Huge underdog. But the guy is like, he's on a hot streak and he's got fire in his hands. Like Moicano
Could get like a
you never know.
sneak attack.
He's kind of dangerous. He should get smashed by Islam because Islam is like next level, but
every now and then there's a fight, makes you go,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Moicano has been preparing for a fight. Islam has been preparing for Tsarukian, who's like a totally different style than Moicano. Moicano's more like kind of stand and bang with you. Tsarukian is a little bit more, grappling based. Yeah. I don't know. I think Islam probably wins. Like, he should win. He's a big favorite, but crazy things happen in the UFC, and Moicano, like, he's got that knockout ability where it's like, maybe. And, like, when you're not prepared for the style, it could get real tricky.
you didn't have a camp for it. And I wonder also because, like, for this Moicano guy, like, if he didn't know he was about to fight for the championship, he doesn't have that, like, in his stomach. So, like, he's might be coming like, I'm playing with house money.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'm a little more relaxed, kind of like, hey, holy crap, here I am. It's not like this is what I've been working for, so.
Yeah, but his body is prepared for a fight, and Beneil Dariush is very wrestling-based, too, so his opponent is similar to Islam, similar stylistically. Like, his camp training for Dariush is more similar to training for Islam than Islam training for Tsarukian now fighting Moicano, So it's like, okay, well, camp-wise, Moicano might have had an advantage for Islam based on the techniques and what to look for in a fight, but again, Islam is like, next-level talent. He's unbelievable.
He'll invent some shit.
And he should be able to put his hands on Moicano and take him down at will. Should be able to. It's not a bad fight. Like, when Tsarukian fell off, I was like, oh, that sucks. But then they slot Moicano in there, and it's like, okay. I'll take that. Like, Moicano's not the number one contender. It does suck that Sarukian's not getting this shot because that was the fight to happen. It needed to happen. But Moicano is a cool replacement. I'm still siding with Islam to win, but, I'm interested in the fight. I'm still interested in that fight. It's not like they canceled it, and I'm like, I don't want to see it anymore. It's like, oh, okay. They do this instead? Yeah, cool. Good matchmaking from the UFC, They're like, they had to scramble, and they made the switch, and the switch is like, it's not as good, but it's acceptable. It's very acceptable, so I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to do a watch-along for UFC 311. Me and AJ rocking the show, taking care of the business. Speaking of taking care of business, Toni Storm winning the women's casino gauntlet to get a title shot at Mariah May in Australia in February. And I thought this match was fun. I thought Mariah May on commentary was excellent. And I really liked how she talked about Toni Storm, saying that she's never wrestled Toni. She hasn't even met Toni. Like, Mariah is like, no, that was timeless Toni, and she's dead. I killed her, and this is some new thing. I don't know what this is. I don't know her. So Mariah is even playing into this Toni Storm delusion and is, like, very excited about seeing the new Toni Storm and is kind of, like, nice to her. It's a weird thing that Mariah is doing as well. She has been a great champion for AEW, a great signing. I don't know if they have signed anybody. I mean, other than Toni Storm.
Yeah, but I was thinking, like, well, Toni Storm technically is a signing.
Yeah, other than Toni Storm, in their women's division that has had a bigger impact than Mariah May. Like, Mercedes is doing whatever she's doing, and it's whatever.
Feels like an island.
Yeah, but, man, Toni Storm and Mariah May. But Toni, has been given her props. But Mariah May, I feel like people aren't paying enough attention to how good she is on commentary, in the ring, promos, everything. Across the board. She is an A+ talent. I was so impressed with how good she was on commentary this week. Like, she was very entertaining. Funny. She's funny. Like, she's legit funny. You don't see that a lot with wrestlers. You don't see that a lot with, I'm not trying to be, but women's wrestlers tend to not be that. Bayley's pretty funny.
I was thinking Bayley.
But, like, there's not a lot of comedy women's wrestlers. It's more common with men, but there are more men's wrestlers, I guess, overall, so I don't know. It's just you don't see the Iconics.
I think Billy Kay was sometimes on commentary.
The Iconics were very funny.
Billy Kay especially.
But Mariah May is, like, funny at a top.
Australians.
But she's, like, top. She's British.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like a top-level main event talent who's also got, like, a nice comedic edge. Like, Becky tries to be funny, but she's not really funny.
Not really.
Becky is not funny.
Charlotte doesn't
Her
try.
jokes are kind of cringy. Charlotte does not attempt to be funny. Sasha Banks is not funny. Bayley is kind of funny.
Natty's
when she calls people, you stupid idiot, like, I chuckle.
When she's at Michael Cole, her and Michael Cole, yeah.
Yeah, Bayley is funny. But Mariah May is also quite funny. Toni Storm is also pretty funny.
Yeah.
She's hilarious. But her and Mariah could feud forever.
AJ Lee was pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember once.
All right, I take it back. There's a lot of funny women's wrestlers.
With Jerry Lawler, he was like, I'm like 26, Jerry. I'm too old for you. And Jerry's like,
oh my God. That's a good one. Yeah, Mariah May is just delightful. Fantastic. And the match with Toni Storm is going to be huge in Australia. Toni Storm is Australian. Yes. So that'll be big. And I know, John, you're all excited about how that broadcast will air really late at night, and it's a big embarrassment for AEW, so tell us about it.
Well, first let's talk about the match, because you really didn't talk about the women's casino gauntlet match. Like, this was kind of a mixed bag here. Like, I know you said it was a good match. I
It was
thought
fun.
there were okay moments, but overall, I thought, and this is the problem when the men's did it last week. I thought the men's, that was excellent. This, it felt like you had moments, and then it kind of got lost a little bit. And I just felt some people in there just didn't really add much to it. Like, I know they pushed Julia Hart a lot, but she really didn't add too much to this. Just besides the fact that she just comes out there, does her entrance, and that's all she did. Like, did she really stand out whatsoever? I didn't feel that. I was very interested by the debut of I think it's Megan Bain.
Megan Bain.
Yeah,
that's gotta be
he was very impressive.
Bain.
It's Megan Bain. I'm showing my brother some images of Megan Bain so he knows who she is.
She's tall, right?
She's
kind of jacked.
She's quite something.
I mean, she's bigger than Statlander. She threw Statlander around.
Yeah.
She was nothing. So
She's very impressive. I was really impressed with the whole Megan Bain presentation. I was like, good God almighty, who is this? Where did she come from? She's like big, strong. She's got a gimmick. She's got a very good look. Like, she's like, I was like, what the hell is this? Where did this come from?
It's like a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, what? Did they sign her?
apparently they did. They kind of had to, because think about it. The way WWE like took other talent from them, they have to sign talent now. So like, yeah, apparently they did sign her, and yeah, they needed to, because like, wow, she stands out right away.
Yeah,
and that's when you talk about the Mariah May's commentary. Mariah May's commentary was quite colorful, talking about Megan Bain, because I guess they have history.
Yeah. She's had some funny stuff about her. She seems shocked to see her.
Something about eating babies or something, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
She what?
There's something about, like, what does she eat? Like babies? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does she eat? Babies?
Yeah. Interesting lines. Like,
you're
right. Mariah May was good. Mariah May was good on commentary.
She made that match so much better. That's, this is what good commentary can do. It can make, a decent match very good, because it just adds to the entertainment, Corey Graves, Pat McAfee, Wade Barrett, Joe Tessito. Take notes.
Totiso.
Joe Totiso. I fucking a Totiso, Joe. Take notes from Mariah May. I mean, she is fantastic. Like, she, like, when her contract is up with AEW, she's going to get paid no matter what, no matter where she goes. She better cash in. If WWE sees her and doesn't think, like, God damn, we have to sign her, they're crazy. Also, if they're seeing Toni Storm and not thinking, fuck, really should have kept her. Really should have found a way.
I wonder what happened there.
She walked out.
Yeah, she walked out. She had it. She'd had it.
They
but
just didn't see.
They weren't seeing the vision. It just wasn't happening with them. It was clear to us that Toni Storm was going to be one of the next ones. Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Bianca Belair. They were next up to rule the division. And then WWE didn't seem to feel that way about Toni Storm as much as they felt that way about Bianca and Rhea, obviously. And I think that was a mistake. Because as great as Bianca and Rhea are, I'd say Toni had a better 2024. Mm-hmm. And you look at the upside with her, and I think there's more. There's more there with Toni.
Yeah, neither Bianca or Rhea could pull off the timeless gimmick.
No. And look at Rhea's promos. They are hard to watch. Oh, I'm Rhea Ripley, and blah, 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 blah. Mommy's always on top. It's like, all right. You got the catchphrase in. You said a bunch of nothing. You barked. Yeah, it's a very Triple H-y. Her promos are not good. She's not funny. No. There's nothing funny about Rhea Ripley. Nothing. She's over as hell. Like, she's a star, obviously. They got the machine behind her in WWE and everything, and she's great. I'm not saying anything bad about Rhea. I'm just saying I think there's more there with Tony. I think the matches are better. I think the promos are way better. I think the gimmick is better. I think everything with Tony is better. And I would say with Mariah May too. I think right now AEW, for a long time WWE, their women's division far superior. But I think, maybe WWE's division overall stronger, but AEW has the top 2 women's talents in the world. I don't care what you say about Rhea Ripley, Tiffy Time, Bianca Belair, anybody.
Charlotte?
They're all great. They're all great. I'm not saying they're not, but I think Mariah and Tony are the best.
The total packages.
They're the best. Because they are must watch, and everything they do is good. Like, everything they do is entertaining. They don't miss.
It's inspired.
Yeah, there's a real, like, you can tell it's them in that character.
Mm-hmm.
It's their art, it's their craft, it's their ideas, and it's working.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like somebody came up with this and told them, and it's like, no, this is, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They have the ideas, and they're doing it because they're good. They get it.
They could be in movies. I mean, Tony Storm is going to be in a movie.
Yeah?
The movie about Mildred Brooke.
Queen of the Ring.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a poster. It's coming out.
There you go.
I don't know how many scenes she has acting, but I wouldn't. She could probably hold herself well on the camera.
Yeah, I've got all the time in the world for Tony Storm and Mariah May. I think they're excellent. It's top of the line pro wrestlers. So Tony won, and she's going to wrestle Mariah, and the match is going to happen in Australia, and it's being recorded and then aired the next day. It's a Saturday night, Collision type show, right?
But they have the All-Star NBA.
On TNT, they're running the NBA All-Star game, so it'll air after that, so it's going to air, super late.
This will be a post show.
Is that it?
Maybe 11-ish, 10-ish.
Okay. Oh, well. I mean, I guess it's just for the Australian fans more than anything.
Well, it's a good thing it's not going to be in a stadium like they originally planned. Because that would have been really disappointing if you couldn't have that live.
And what about for us? If say Collision is on a delay in the States because of NBA on TNT, but it runs on USA Network Canada here, do we get it at 8 o'clock, or do we get it another time?
That's a fantastic question. I'm not completely sure, because what I get, I don't get the TNT broadcast on TSN Plus, the on-demand. I get the international broadcast with no commercial whatsoever. It just goes straight through. They don't do the TNT cuts. So, but I think the USA Network, because when TSN Plus used to have it live, it would go up to TNT broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you might suffer. Wait and see. February 15th.
Suffering. Okay. Samoan Joe came back to AEW this week. That was good. He helped Hook defend himself against Christian and his goons.
And Taz.
Yeah, he helped Taz, too. Joe's been hurt, I guess?
Well, they did an angle. Remember, Jericho had him in a forklift, put him through a wall. But he's been filming a TV series.
Oh, is that where he's been? Okay.
Oh, the Twisted Metal?
Yeah, he did another season.
But that's just him under a mask or something. It's not even his voice. He's just the body of a guy, I think.
They still need his body.
Right?
Yeah, they still need his body.
Okay, well, there you go. So Joe is, I like to see Joe. Joe's always fun. And then the main event was Jon Moxley and Powerhouse Hobbs for the world title. And Moxley choked out Hobbs in the end and got the win after Utah attacked Hobbs outside the ring behind the ref's back. And there was a post-match beatdown, of course, from Moxley and his goons. And rated FTR, Edge and the FTR chased off Moxley and the goons. So Edge and Moxley is a thing that they're doing. It's building, probably Revolution, March 9th. Are we going to wait that long for the title match?
Yes, I think
really?
so. Yeah.
Jeez.
You also missed, we saw the AEW in-ring debut of MVP.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised to see him wrestle. I didn't realize he was going to wrestle in AEW.
He looked all right for someone who hasn't wrestled in years, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the match was what it was.
Was he wearing the Power Ranger suit?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Against Private Party and Mark Briscoe, the Hurt Syndicate got the win there. One thought I had watching Dynamite this week with Jon Moxley in the main event defending his world title. The show was called Dynamite Maximum Carnage, and it was in Cincinnati, Jon Moxley's hometown. And they weren't in front of more than, I'd say, 4,000 people.
Oof.
I think it was 1,500, if not mistaken.
1,500. It was a tiny theater.
Pathetic.
They were in a little theater. It looked bad on TV. It looked very small. The crowd was very small. And it just occurred to me that when AEW had CM Punk and they brought him to Chicago, they sold out arenas. Their world champion, their guy, their star, Jon Moxley, sells 1,500 tickets in his hometown. What's that?
Maybe Jeff Jarrett should be the champion.
I mean, MJF sells tickets on Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay? Kenny Omega and Jericho sell tickets in Winnipeg.
And probably other parts of Canada.
Yeah. Jon Moxley, they couldn't do a bigger house for Moxley in Cincinnati?
It's not like they go through Cincinnati that often.
Right? That's it? That's all you got, Cincinnati? That's all the love they have for their hometown boy? 1,500 people for Jon Moxley defending the world title? Main event of the show, Maximum Carnage. This is his run. He's got a massive group. He's the top guy, running roughshod over everybody, not losing the title anytime soon. And you're in Cincinnati, your hometown, and that's it. That's all you got. So I would like to take this moment in time, January 17th, 2025, to formally announce that no one can ever tell me that Jon Moxley is a draw. No one. You can no longer make that claim in professional wrestling. I know some people like to say he's a draw. Some people like to say that he's a needle mover. That people pay to see Jon Moxley. But when you can't sell more than 1,500 tickets in a theater in your guy's hometown, that tells me you are not a draw. Not a draw. World champion of AEW.
Observe this, brother.
Multi-time world champion of AEW.
The most.
Yep.
Yeah.
1,500 tickets in his hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio. It's not like he's from Davenport, Iowa.
Yeah.
Like Seth Rollins, where, there's maybe 1,500 people in the town.
Have a baseball and a football franchise.
It's Cincinnati. What's the population of Cincinnati? 309,000 in the Cincinnati area, in the city.
It's probably some more like such a good suburby area.
The metro area, the Cincinnati metropolitan area, which is, it's 2.271 million.
It's not bad.
It's 2 million people in the Cincinnati area. And you, Jon Moxley, top guy in AEW, 1,500 tickets in a theater. Something's wrong with that picture. I was just like watching the show, looking at the small crowd, and then seeing Moxley come out, and he's got this shirt says like Cincy or whatever on it. Like he had a hoodie that said Cincy, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're in your hometown. And it reminded me, I was like, oh, you're in your hometown. I remember when CM Punk was in his hometown. I remember when Bryan Danielson was in his hometown. Big crowds. I know AEW is trying to kind of scale down their shows and have smaller venues so they could really sell, but once in a while, maybe you get a bigger venue. If you think you can sell the tickets, you would think they would try that. You would think that if they thought Moxley could draw more tickets, they would have done a bigger venue in Cincinnati, his hometown.
Yeah, there's got to be some.
But obviously their thought was,
too much of a risk.
Yeah, we probably can't get that many people to buy tickets for John Moxley. He's, So if that is the case, I just wonder why he's on top. I don't really love it. I don't know that the ratings are doing great, loving his run. So why is it still happening? There doesn't seem to be an end in sight. I would end it as soon as he can. I know, John, you said Edge and Moxley wouldn't happen till Revolution. If we have to wait till March, I guess I can do another month and a half of this, but
I don't know if Edge
it's going to be
winning,
tough.
Though.
Yeah, I don't think Edge will win is the problem.
He's going to get screwed.
So
Marina Shafir is going to kick him in the balls or something.
Yeah, I think Edge should win, though. Or Christian, or anybody.
Yeah.
Hook? Christian's son, the Wayne? Nick?
Mama Wayne?
Mama Wayne should be the anybody. Wheeler, Utah. Danny Garcia.
Cesaro.
Father Magic. Cesaro. Darbus Allen. I mean, give me somebody. Here's a thought. Hangman Page. MJF. Swerve Strickland. How about one of those guys?
What are they up to?
How about the guy that is clearly your top guy, cuts the best promos, has the best matches? Young guy signed to a big contract. MJF. What are we doing? He should be always champion. And wrestling Kenny Omega and Swerve for the belt.
And Moxley's thing should be like a House of Black thing, just kind of like
on
a
the
little
side
show.
Yes.
Second segment of an 8-match card.
It shouldn't be the whole show, every show.
The Death Riders. It's a stupid name. Are they a biker gang or something?
I mean, it's one thing when I'm watching it and I go, this sucks, because that's just my opinion. Fine. But it's another thing when you see him in his hometown and there's nobody in the little, it's a tiny, the building was full, but it's a tiny building, 1,500 people.
I've been to indie rock concerts with a bigger crowd.
Yeah, well, that's it, man. That's it. So
it's like if WCW went to like Charlotte when Flair was on top. There was like nobody there.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what the hell?
John? Thoughts? Isn't that a bad sign for your world champion?
If I'm not mistaken, they ran, I think, bigger buildings before in the past, and they just couldn't draw. So that's why they went with this. It made sense because I think they could barely draw 3,000. So that looks bad in like a 15,000 seat arena, right? So
yep.
You go with a smaller one. And in terms of finances, that makes sense.
Of course. But what about John Moxley? What does that say about him? Does it say anything? Am I reading too much into it?
He's not getting a lot of love in his hometown, I guess. It's too bad for him, but they still love Moxley because what he has accomplished in wrestling. Think about it, like what he's done.
AEW likes him because he was part of the Shield.
Or the Shield. his big matches in Japan, what he did in indie wrestling. Again, you may not like this stuff, what he did, but other people in high power in AEW love that. So, and the fact that I think this helps him a lot in AEW is when he didn't have a contract, he stepped up when AEW needed him to step up, and he did.
There's a difference between being a good soldier for the company and being respected by the boys and management and being a draw. Hulk Hogan was never really loved by the boys, never really, universally respected or loved. But goddamn, pal, he was a draw. He could put asses in seats, and it worked. Everybody made money. And business was good. And the WWE thrived. You don't always have to be loved and respected backstage to be the champion. You could do business, I mean, come on. When Flair was on top, he was not loved. All the love for Flair now.
People had problems with Austin when he was on top.
Yeah.
Austin was a hard ass. And
kept to himself.
Arguing.
Yeah. People did not like Stone Cold when he was on top. There's a lot of resentment. Top guys are rarely loved. Now there's this idea that you want to erase the sins of the past. You don't want to be like those guys, so you got to be everybody's friend, and everybody's got to be cool. You got to be Cody Rhodes, buddy. Doesn't always make for great TV, though. So
that's probably the thing that's hurting the most right now is the fact that I don't think this is the best story that they've had in AEW, and I don't feel a lot of people are invested in this as much as I think AEW wants people to be invested.
Yeah, people are starting to turn on it big time now because they've had enough. It's been going on for a while, and they're like, we've had enough of all this Moxley stuff.
These guys aren't the NWO.
No.
They're treating them like they're the NWO, like this force that's just going to interfere and beat up whoever, and, we're going to enjoy it for, like, a couple of years before they, like, start to crack. But I think it's already, like, it's the Jeff Jarrett NWO right now.
And again, I mean, I hate to say this, because I'm just going to talk about how right I am, but I was right about all of this shit. Go back. When did Moxley attack Bryan and take the belt and all of this? What show was that? Wrestle Dream. Go watch our Wrestle Dream post show and see what I said about Moxley and what's going to happen with this group. I said that this group will suck. It will not be entertaining. Moxley will be doing these long, stupid promos that go nowhere. And he'll have backup of who exactly? Wheeler, Utah, Cesaro, Pac. None of these guys can talk. Marina Shafir, nobody can talk.
You don't know me.
Nobody has personality. Nobody's going to get over. This group is going to be just boring, taking up space, and it's not going to work. You're going to have no Bryan Danielson, and to replace him and all the fun stuff you just had, you're going to have Moxley and his boring group just running the show. And this is exactly what we've had for the past several months, and it's exactly what I said was going to happen. As soon as they started the angle, I said, what the hell are they doing? It wasn't that I was mad at what they did to Bryan in his last match, which was offensive, which I was mad about, but I was also mad about the story that they were putting into play, which was, Moxley's taking over AEW because he's mad at how it is for some reason.
Yeah, but didn't attack the Bucks.
And there was never really any addressing of why or what exactly. It's still not clear what he's raging against, other than, he's just a mean guy who wants to beat up everybody except his friends. Like, that's really it. It's him and his friends wanting to beat up everybody because they hate everybody. There's no, rhyme or reason to it. There's no direct, we stand for the... There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
NWO is we want to kill WCW.
Yes.
We want to replace it with our show.
They're not trying to kill AEW. They're trying to, make AEW great again or something. I don't even know. It's not working. I knew it wasn't going to work. And other wrestling fans watching it not work are like, hey, this sucks, by the way. It's like, yes, guys, it does. Thank you. Finally. But seriously, go watch the fucking post show.
I was there.
You remember, right?
I was there.
You remember me saying, like, this is not going to be good, guys. We're not going to like this. And lo and behold,
what are you doing, Tony Khan?
No one likes this.
Personal appeals to Tony.
Yeah, please, Tony Khan.
Whatever you're doing.
Give me a call. I've got some ideas on how to make your show better. They're very good. They involve more Hangman and Swerve and Darby and Ospreay and Kenny. You know, just more of those guys.
The Jeff.
Less Jeff Jarrett. Less John Moxley. Much less.
Hangman has a big match tomorrow. Or I guess they already taped it, but I think this is going to be Christopher Daniels' retirement match, that Texas death match they have.
Why is this happening?
Because that's been building for a while now. The whole, Daniels and Hangman, Hangman doesn't like talking to old vets.
Yeah,
and Daniels wants respects. So
I'm not that interested in it. The match I'm interested in for Collision tomorrow is Okada versus Ishii, which I think is fun. Like an old school New Japan style match in AEW. Two New Japan guys having a good old match for the Continental Championship. I think that'll be fun.
Well, you're not going to go back and watch it, but I thought Pac and Commander from last week, that was the match to watch last week on Collision.
I like how Pac is back in the States. It's like, where's he been?
Collision. It was a big shock when he came back 2 weeks ago, no?
I mean, I guess it's not really a shock anymore because he just kind of comes in and out. It's like, oh, yeah, there he is. I don't even recognize when he's there or not. It's like, oh, okay, I guess he's not there this week. Back to England.
That's it.
Inconsistent group. Which is another thing that I said about the group. Pac will be there sometimes, and he's the second best guy there, and he won't even really be there consistently, and then we won't really know what the group is. It'll be Marina Shafir and Wheeler, Utah. It's good. It's good stuff, brother. It's good. All right, John, when's your next match? When can the people see you in the ring?
I guess we're less than 24 hours away because it's tomorrow at John Abbott College, 7:30 p.m. bell time, $10 tickets. More info, check out my Twitter feed and Instagram. Twitter at North Genesis, Instagram Genesis Joy North.
There it is. And you can check me out tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday night, UFC 311 watch along will be here for the show. What?
311.
Investigate 311.
That's right.
That's what I kept saying. I kept saying last night on the show, I was like, UFC 311, it's time to investigate. It's time to investigate UFC 311. And Fred and AJ had no idea what I was talking about, right? Because, they're not of that.
It's fantastic.
But investigate UFC 311. We're going to be investigating for sure. Got wrench? It's time to ranch it up, John. Bird up. John?
Time to
I'm like AJ and Fred. Like,
buzz me, Brotendo.
You guys are all crazy, but
buzz me, Brotendo.
It should be a fun show tomorrow, as it usually is with the watch along. Your first watch along of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
What's the Rumble?
Watch along of the year. Rumble is February 1st.
February 1st.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Not next Saturday. Next Saturday is Saturday night's main event, and then the following Saturday is the Royal Rumble match. Here we go.
More wrestling next week.
Yeah, more Saturday night pro wrestling. Cool. All right, guys. See you again tomorrow night for more UFC stuff. Watching the pay-per-view here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, So consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a good night.